Hey y'all, hey, welcome to the No Shoes Podcast. I'm Miss Fearless, and today I got a special treat for you all. Today is special.
Hey, welcome to the No Shoes Podcast.
Echo. So today is special. This is more than a conversation. It's family, purpose, and real life. And yes, y'all are gonna see me looking at my notes because that brain fog is real with multiple sclerosis. But this is family, purpose, and real life. We're going to be talking multiple sclerosis, real journeys in the power of sisterhood through Alpha Eta Phi, Multiple Sclerosis Sorority Incorporated. So I have two of my co-founders, my sisters, that I'm going to be interviewing today. So I'm going to introduce them and bring them on in. So first we have Dr. Lakia Dean, as I call her, Conway. So I'm going to bring her up. She don't like what I call her, Dean.
And, absolutely.
And I also have Miss Tiffany Get Her Done English, because she's always in the background. She's silent, but she gets it done. So,
hello.
Hey, y'all. Hey. So I'm going to have y'all start. First, I want to say thank you for joining me. Y'all are the first guests that I have on the show. We're going to end MS Awareness Month with the two of you. So thank you for joining me. So before we start, I want y'all to, using one word, describe your MS journey. So we'll start with you, Dr. Conway.
Oh, one word to describe it. Unpredictable.
Okay, I can agree with you on that. Tiff?
I'm going to say unbreakable.
Oh, that's different.
Right. Okay. So I like to describe us as women who don't just live with MS, but we turned it into something powerful in spite of it. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into this interview. So I'm gonna start with you, Doctor, and Jax over there. So we're gonna get raw and personal. So I want you to dig deep, ma'am.
Okay.
So what was life like for you before MS?
Oh, I was always on the go, doing stuff, going places, vacations. Don't try to kiss me. We don't even do that. Vacationing, just doing what I wanted to do. More active with Amaya because she was younger. No brain fog really. It wasn't as bad. My shoes, I could wear my heels. I had heels for like days. So I was able to wear those. It was normal. Life was normal. I didn't have to make adjustments.
So when you found out, when you got your diagnosis, what was that in that moment? What was it like for you?
I think I was confused. I was like, maybe it's a joke. Maybe I'm being like punked or something. Like, maybe you got it wrong. Are you sure? Me? Like, what is this? Wait, am I getting ready to die? Am I gonna die in a few years? And then it was kind of like I had a split second literally to go through all of those emotions. And then it was, okay, you need to take this medicine. You got to go take this MRI. You got to get this blood work. Then you got to do this. You got to see this person, that person. And it was like, well, wait a minute. Why? Like, you're not telling me anything, but you need to do this. It was kind of like pushed in my face.
Right. And now, when did you get diagnosed? What year did you get diagnosed?
2011. Yeah, 2011.
And I remember upon meeting you, you did tell us that you were in school at the time. So I see with your doctor there that you didn't let it keep you from finishing school. How was that journey with having MS and going back to school?
So I started having symptoms probably in college, but they didn't know what it was. I was going for test after test after test, and they couldn't figure it out. And then finally, I think my PCP was like, they need to do an MRI, and they did an MRI, and that's how they kind of figured out something was going on. But it wasn't until I had graduated college. It wasn't until, and I always tell y'all this story, when I took my phone apart in my sleep and got that metal in my eyes, and I had to go to the hospital, and they had the metal, I guess, had fell out, but it gave me an infection in my eyes. And when you go to the hospital for strictly for eyes, you got to get all of the tests done, and that's how they seen it. And I just thought I was like, oh, maybe it's like pink eye or something, because I had a date that night. I was fully dressed to go on my date. And it was a blind date at that. That was the crazy thing. So I was fully dressed to go on my date. I was like, I'm just gonna go to me telling him on the phone, I'm just gonna go to the hospital. I think I might got something going on with my eyes. I just need to get some medicine. My mom gonna drive me down there, but you can pick me up from the hospital. Crazy, right? So and that was the first time we met in the emergency Will's Eye hospital room. He came and met me. First time meeting this man, and we was in the emergency room. But he was cool. He stayed there the whole time, even when they told me, like, we think you might have MS or whatever. Like, he was very supportive. I wonder where he is now, but no, I don't. Nuts. He was crazy, but he stayed there. So I went through that process, went through that journey, stayed in the hospital. Time went on. I finished my master's program. I decided to go back to get my doctorate, and that was the longest journey of my life, because even though I finished in the years that I was supposed to finish, just remembering things, having to read stuff and focus and write them. We're not talking about no 2, 3, 4-page papers. We talking about 20, 40, 50. I think the book I had to publish was like 240 pages. So, and then you got to keep doing editings and meeting with this person, and you got to do a presentation, and you got to go away for your residency. So it was rough. It was rough, but I had so much support. And it was so many times that I was like, the hell with this. I'm giving up. I'm done. I don't need it. What am I doing this for? But they just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And then that little girl of mine was like, she didn't even know what was happening, but just the fact that I seen her, that kind of was like, okay, this is who you're doing it for too.
Right. And then I can understand that, because I actually got diagnosed during my bachelor's program. But once I was able to, I went back, and I know I didn't have to write no dissertations like y'all have to when you're going for your doctorate. And that was hard on some. So I can only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You got it done, Dr. Conway.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And these are the things I want to pinpoint, because these are the things that people don't get to see when you're dealing with MS. They get to see us, when we're having our bad moments, or even for some of us, they say don't look sick, when we're having our good moments. So I want, my viewers to be able to know about the backstage things that we go through, that we get to accomplish, and things like that, even though we have it. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Miss Get Her Done, the quiet one. What would you say people misunderstand about MS?
A lot of people think that MS is a death sentence, or that they just say, well, you don't look sick.
Mm-hmm.
And those types of things get me, because it's not a death sentence. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean that things aren't going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is very true. How do you, if somebody tells you, oh, well, you're just going to die, how do you respond to that?
I'm trying to think of a
Wait,
positive way. Right. Positive way to say that, because I would just look at him and say, well, I think you're crazy, because I'm not going to die.
Yeah.
or I'm gonna die just like everybody else will die eventually, but not right now.
Yeah.
I still have a lot of life to live.
Right.
I know that's right. They put me in the ground. When you have a flare or a spell for you, because it looks different for all of us, what does that look like for you?
For me, it's headaches. It can be numbness, heaviness, double vision, weakness. Um, I haven't really had one in a while, but usually I feel some kind of numbness or weakness somewhere.
Right. Yeah. And I want people who are listening, I want to shout out to everybody in the comments. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have anybody to watch my comments yet. So I see y'all. Hey. So I want y'all to understand and listen, even if you're in here and you're not, personally don't have MS, you could have a family member, because there's a lot of people that have it and don't know. So I want you to listen to these symptoms that we're pointing out that we have, because it could very well be MS, and it doesn't hurt to go to your doctor. You have to advocate for yourself, even if they don't want to check you. Let them know you got insurance. I need you to check this to see if I got it, because it can progress. It's a progressive disease, so it can progress so quickly to the point that by the time they figure it out, it's progressed so far that it can't come back. So pay attention to the signs and symptoms that we're talking about. It's different for everybody. My symptoms were different when they started out. But doctors was different when her started out, and so was Tiff. So pay attention to the things that we're speaking to you about. In this journey, because we speak about it to our sorors, and to even the new intake that we speak to in our meet and greets. Have you ever felt misunderstood or alone in your journey?
Yes. Before, oh, as you all know, before AEP, I was very quiet about my diagnosis. I didn't tell anybody unless you needed to know. My Some of my family knew, not my whole family, just some of them. One side of my family, my mother's side of the family knew. My father's side did not know. My best friend knew. My job knew because I needed some accommodations. But other than that, nobody knew unless I told you. So for me, this has kind of brought me out since now people know. But yeah, I didn't really tell anybody.
Yeah.
I was
It
very
wasn't too
quiet.
recently you did, right? About a year or two ago?
When we started AEP, that's when I came out and started telling people.
Yep.
It was on a need to know basis.
And that's understandable, because a lot of people, they just don't want to talk about it, and that's okay. Because you
Right.
get, I've heard people say, like, when they tell their family members or their friends, because they may not look sick, it's like, okay, well, you don't have it. Well, I'm like, I'm trying to figure out, what am I supposed to look like then? Please tell me what I'm supposed to look like having MS.
Hmm.
So I definitely understand that. And for those of you watching, Tiff has been sitting in the corner with baby for years. We're trying to get her out of the corner with baby. And
I'm
if you
not
don't
as
know what,
bad as I used to be. I'm
she's
out
not.
a little bit more.
She's stuck.
Right.
She has scooted her chair out of that corner just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little
A
bit.
little bit.
Yes. And if y'all don't understand the reference, for you young people, that came from Dirty Dancing, which came out, I think, in 86, 87. Because they put baby in the corner, and Johnny did not like baby being put in the corner. So we're trying to get Tiff out the corner with baby, so baby can have that corner to herself again.
I'm
Yeah,
not as bad as I used to be.
you're not, but you still in the back, but you get it done. You like that quiet person to get it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get it done. So
I observe a lot.
you
That's a
do.
good thing.
Yes.
You do. She's the watcher. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we call her, the watcher. Yes, ma'am. Baby steps, exactly, Marlon. Baby steps. All right, so now we get to talk about our great organization. I have a little pee now. We get to talk about Alpha Eta Phi, the creation. So I'll let y'all decide
Our
who's going.
baby.
Yes, this is our baby. So purpose is power. So, which one of you want to tell how Alpha Eta Phi got started?
I tell them. I don't. I can tell it. So we was a part of what I say was a cult. I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like it was a cult, and we're a part of this thing, and it was called a sorority, but it was a sorority for all chronic illnesses, right? So when I tell y'all, I ain't never had nobody talk to me. My own mama didn't talk to me the way that some of these women, these quote unquote founders, they had a woman in there that looked like Sojourner Truth. They had another one with a raccoon wig on. I'm telling it all because, yes. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be nice. So we was
not lying though. She's not. She's not lying.
I'm not lying.
She's not lying.
Yo, you said this is the real, so
yeah, this is the real. We keep it real here. Yes.
So we was in this little thing, and we was in there for maybe about was it 6 months? I don't even know. It was 6 months.
We were definitely
it wasn't that long.
6 months. No.
Well, so we went through, I guess, about, I don't even know how many months weeks we did with the whole class thing.
It was 8 weeks, I think.
It was very strict. It was a lot of pressure. We got through it. We was happy. We was excited, throwing our little letters up, and we was ride or die with our sisters. Our entire line, I don't even know how many it was of us, but our entire line was, everybody on our line had MS. The others in the sorority had lupus, I think, right?
Yeah, all the founders had lupus.
All of the founders had lupus. Now, the founders was all family members and cousins. The mama, Sojourner Truth, was the mama. Raccoon Wig was the head. HB, and who was the man on what was the movie? He called himself the
head. The HBIC.
She was the HBIC. Yeah, that was her. They gonna think I'm really
with my church finger
crazy, y'all. I'm really not. They gonna think I'm crazy. So we went through this whole process. I went through what is now that we know was hazing. I don't even know how she called us together, but in the middle of the day, she called us. She was good for that too, calling these emergency meetings, right? So in the middle of the day, she called this emergency meeting. Because it was about, I asked her if I wanted to make my own paraphernalia, and I asked her, well, could I get the decal or whatever, or the print, not the decal, not the print, what is it, their logo, whatever. And she went off, called this meeting midday, and basically laid me out to the point where I was in tears. My husband was sitting next to me like, I can't believe you letting this go down. Like, you need to cuss her out. Like, this ain't right. Let me talk to her. So I'm crying. He mad. Yeah. And then it was over. And then she hung up the phone and was like, and that was the end of the meeting. No bye, no nothing. She just hung up. Then she calls me and Angie back, 10 minutes later, and said, oh, we was just testing y'all. Y'all are now the regional lead directors or president, of y'all area. Girl, what? When I tell y'all I was in tears, boo-hooing, starting everything, because my feelings was hurt. I was, mind you, the whole entire, everybody who was a part of the sorority was sitting there looking like, what is happening? Yeah, crazy. Needless to say, they are no longer, I don't know what they got going on, but they're gone. So I think maybe a couple weeks later, I got to thinking, my wheels got to spinning, as my mama say, my crayons got to rolling in my head. And I called Angie. I said, Angie, let's start our own sorority. Angie like, what? Clear blue. She's like, what? Let's start our own sorority. Because let me back up some. Angie and Tiff left maybe a week
We
apart.
left the same day you did.
Yeah, they resigned the same day I left. So all right, let's start our own. So she said, all right, well, we got to call Tiff. All right. I don't even remember what Tiff's response was. It probably was, okay. It probably was okay. Tiff is just going to roll with it. Okay. And that's how AEP was birthed. But it was absolutely hazing. And to think that, they would treat people like that, it was simply insane. Well, let me tell you how she recruited us, though. Let me back up. She recruited us by lying, saying that she had MS to get into a MS group. And that's how she recruited all of us.
But the red flags were there. We seen them after. And me and Tiff, like our whole line, like she said, had MS. And I think we all had the same type. We had RMS, relapsing remitting, and they preach like we do. That's one good thing that we did take away from them. They preach one band, one sound, and we've always preached that with our members. So when we saw the way that they did Lakia, we were just like, okay, nah. And we told her, if you leave, we leaving too. And when she said when she made the decision she was leaving, I was getting my resignation letter together. So was Tiff. We was comparing notes. And when she said hers, I sent mine. Tiff said hers. And we left because our motive thinking is if they'll do this to her when she's not here for them to do it to anymore, then who you think is going to be next? Because myself, Lakia, and maybe one or two other people on our line were like very vocal. So they knew who they could and who they couldn't with.
They ain't like that.
No. And the good thing was, like, something good was birthed out of that experience, which is how AEP came across. And we knew what we didn't want and what things we did want. So there were some positive things we took away from that experience, but there were a lot of negative things that we were able to all come together and be like, hey, we don't want this in our organization. And again, I knew a little bit about hazing because I do have D9 in my family. I have D9 in my friend circle. So I knew a little bit about the hazing, but I didn't realize that hazing was also what they did to her. Right. Which was humiliation. That is a form of hazing as well, because they did it in front of a whole group of people. So, the thing is, if the concept of what they were trying to do was awesome, because they were bringing together a bunch of people with different chronic illnesses. The thing is, when you're doing something like that, you should have a committee that is there to do research on those said illnesses, because there were some I hadn't even heard of that some of them had. And you need a committee there or some people in place to learn about those different illnesses so you know how to deal with them, because they stressed us out doing the stuff that they were doing.
Ooh, yes.
But we were so excited to be a part of something like that and to be able to go through that process together. But it ended up being something that we just had to walk away from, unfortunately.
Another thing that I think about was when we had if you missed, like didn't do a homework assignment, you had to recite the excuses poem. Remember that?
And we have memory of it.
Yes. And you had to do it in front of everybody. So that's that, what is it? Excuses, I don't even remember. Something about nothing. Yes. So it's the poem is what our president, because he's our president, Barack Obama, he recited it
Right.
I don't know when he recited it, but that's where it came from. But the context and what they used it was just like that was humiliating for some. So yeah, so I'm glad. Somebody said I will never forget excuses. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. We can't. It gives me PTSD when I hear it.
Right.
So Tiff,
Yeah.
Tiff. um, what gap do you feel needed to be filled with us coming from that and coming to where we're at now with AB?
A support system for people like us.
Mhm.
Seriously, because I've had support from my family, the ones that knew, but that was pretty much it. My friends, they knew, but they didn't really understand. So it's it was needed for more of education and support, and to talk to people who knew what I was going through.
Yes,
Mhm.
I agree. Um, I think out of this our organization, it was more than an organization; it was a lifeline. Um, so we have, I think, we got 4 lines. Our first line came out in 2022, and we just had a line that came out in last year, 2025. So we're getting ready for our fall 2026 line. So that application process is going now. So if you are looking for your tribe, apply, but make sure you join the interest group first.
Mhm. Oh, somebody got it. Look, excuses are the tools of the incompetence used to build monuments of nothingness, and those that use them amount to nothing or something like
Yep,
that.
that bridges to
Yeah.
nowhere. I never
Yes,
forget that part. Yes. So I get that. That's y'all ain't gotta ever have to worry about
ever,
reciting that. And
ever,
we would never make y'all do that ever. I promise. Yeah.
ever. But I'm sorry, it's Tanya. Tanya says she got Greek ABC PTSD. Yup. Because
Yeah.
if you know your ABCs, you're gonna have to know your Greek ABCs.
But they're easy to remember. They are.
Yes, they are. And
We
y'all have
great break.
phenomenal They will have they
Yeah.
have phenomenal and will continue to have phenomenal instructors that will help you throughout the entire journey.
Yes. And speaking of sisterhood and support, um, how important do you all think community is with MS? Either one can answer the question. Jackson can answer if he knows the answer.
How important is community? It's very important because I feel like it's a different level of support that comes from this community versus your friend circle versus your family circle, is because y'all understand, y'all know, y'all get it. The rest of them, they don't get it. They the outsiders. They don't understand that when I can't move, I can't move. When I'm tired, I'm tired. When it messing, they don't get it. And for all my late night ladies in that interest group, they be up all night. So I know they people don't get it in their family because they don't. The lack of sleep is insane. On the flip side, the fatigue is insane too with it. So I think just
Hmm.
being amongst like-minded people and with women, and I ain't gonna leave the men out because they're important. It's a lot of men out here that have MS. It's just important to find that group and to be able to connect and be able to lean on them in a different way than you do your family and friends.
Yeah, I agree. It is. We've always spoke about that because your family can be there to support you all day, and they love us. They do, but they just it's easier for us to talk to somebody else that's going through that understands fatigue. Call them like, hey, I'm tired. Like right now, I don't know if y'all can tell I'm congested because I caught whatever my husband had. And when we get sick, we get
Yeah.
sicker than the average person would get. And
Mm-hmm.
comes and
Of
goes
course,
and
you
comes
know
and
I
goes.
know.
I was in the
I'm
bed all
sick
day.
now too.
Yes. So it's a cod liver oil. But
Ain't nobody drinking no cod liver oil.
they got it in different flavors now, so it doesn't taste bad.
Flavors?
No.
Yes.
Right.
But
No.
I bet you see my Juicy is in the comments. She would tell you cod liver oil will keep you from getting sick like that.
Ain't
Well, I
nobody.
have a 6-year-old. He comes home sick, and I get exactly what he
Right.
got
You got to
every
give him
single
the
time.
You have to give him the cod liver oil.
He ain't gonna drink that.
You put it in
Right.
juice. He ain't gonna taste it.
Yeah,
He not
right.
gonna drink that. Mm-mm.
The lies.
So Tim,
Yeah.
what does sisterhood and AEP look like to you?
Um, I think it's just a lot of women who understand each other. They're there for the highs and lows of each other's lives living with MS. There to support each other. There for the hard days. They're celebrating accomplishments, and encouraging and laughing with each other.
And y'all just went on. I wasn't able to join y'all, unfortunately. Y'all, the last sister trip you all took was in Tennessee. How was that experience?
Baby, listen, let me say so. Shout out to Courtney and I believe Kayla was on it. I think I don't know who else was on the events committee who did who planned it, but we went to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Now who in the world thought of even creating a Pigeon Forge, Tennessee? Okay, all right. So the first red flag was the little tiny plane we had to get on from where
Nobody knew.
was our layover at in North Carolina? Where we had to get on a little plane?
Yeah, I think so.
Y'all had to get on a crop duster.
Let me
That
tell
little
you,
teeny thing.
that little I think so we had to go down the steps. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe we go. You know how on TV they go and they be walking on the runway and go up the steps. You know, I don't know why I thought we was gonna be special like that. No, we went down these steps, down this little tunnel looking thing, and onto this little tiny plane. It was I was sitting in the one seat by myself at the window, and then you had two others
On the other side.
side. I
That
think it
plane
might
was
have been
tiny.
what, like 20 of us on that plane.
Oh,
I think that probably was about it.
Oh my God.
I'm happy that was a short ride because that plane was scary.
So, okay, all right, fine. We get to the airport, we land safely. Everybody, take a deep breath. Everybody fine. We get off the plane. I get the rental. I asked my husband to rent us a car. I love him, but not big mistake, but okay. He rented us a Wagoneer, a Grand Wagoneer. So if anybody
That
know
was
what a
a
Grand
nice truck.
Wagoneer is,
That
it's a
was a
very
very
nice
nice
truck.
truck, but it was
Very
huge.
nice truck. But it was huge. It was so huge that when we was going up the mountains, right? This is me holding the wheel, scared to death. Tiff looking out the window, and Tiff can look over the cliff and see everything at the bottom. Then here comes this big old truck. So it's me. We meet and faced it like head on because he
Both
can't
of them.
pass me and I couldn't pass him. Both of us, we couldn't go at the same time because I was too wide. I was as wide as the daggone road. Picture this, right? So I had to pull the mirror in. He went up on a little curve a little bit. I mean, a hairline short of scratching the truck all the way down. When I say a hairline short of scratching the truck. That is how it was. We had to sit. It was like you had to sit still until he got past, and then you can go. You didn't see what was coming around the curve. You just drove.
I was praying the whole time that they didn't hit that
oh,
truck.
I'm
No.
sure you were.
Once you got up the mountain, it was like we're not going back down. That's it. We ain't going back down this mountain. If it's dark, we definitely ain't going. Somebody said, "What was the little animal that Monica seen?" We had
Cougars.
somebody came in.
She
Yeah,
saw cougars.
she seen something else. Mountain lions.
Mountain
That's what
lion.
she
Yeah,
seen.
mountain lion.
So She came, her flight didn't land until midnight.
She came late,
So,
late.
yeah, she had to
They had to
drive
come
in
up
the
there.
dark by herself. So she seen mountain lions. I sleep. I just praying that she got there safely. But we enjoyed ourselves. We did. We cooked. Um, Courtney's husband, he did the grill for us on what that Saturday. He grilled for us. We took pictures. Some of the ladies was in jacuzzi. Some was on the we had like this deck where it just was like as long as the house, and some was out there asleep on the deck with the sun rising and the sunset, and like we was really in the mountain. It was a beautiful house. We had karaoke. We had a live in person create orange table talk. Um, we had some dancing. They had some liquor. They had some liquor. They did. They did. They listen. They grown. We ate some more. We ate all weekend. When I tell you we ate all weekend. We had food for like whenever you want it, like whatever literally you wanted. We DoorDash. Tiff had Walmart delivering stuff. Like fun. We were in pajamas the entire weekend. I think we just, took showers or whatever, but we was in pajamas and just chilled the whole weekend. We did absolutely nothing.
Did you learn something? Because we're so spread out in the organization.
Hmm.
We got people in the DMV,
Here we
and we
go.
got
Here
people
we go.
in Georgia,
Don't hate. Don't hate.
Louisiana, North Carolina. We're just spread out all over the place. So, do you feel like you got to know more about your sisters that you didn't know on that trip?
Yes, for me, yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it did. Because some of the ladies, it was the first time they were meeting each other, was at
Yeah.
that trip. And nobody, it's crazy because you know how they say, MS is snowflake disease and it looks different on everybody. And you had some, did you take your medicine? No, I'm getting ready to go take my medicine. Where your cane at? Don't go up the steps, down the steps without the cane. You all right? I'm a little dizzy. All right, we'll sit down. Like we were taking care of each other and making sure that our sister was okay. Um, and just being present and intentional about caring for one another. So I think that was the joy of just being with everybody and around everybody. We genuinely had a good time, a lot of laughing.
I missed it. I won't miss the next one though.
It was
Especially
laughing
I'm
and
looking forward
crying and
to
some
it.
other stuff.
And see, that's
It
a
won't be in Tennessee, I can tell you
It
that.
wasn't it wasn't bad crying. It was good crying, but
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that joyful crying.
Yeah.
yeah.
Get it? So let's get really real.
Oh God.
I'm gonna start with you. Get her done.
Mhm.
What's something that you've never said out loud about your MS journey?
Ooh.
That having MS can be very isolating and very scary.
You want to expand on that a little, just a little bit,
Because it's so unpredictable, for
right?
one
Mm,
thing. So,
mm,
I mean, for me, most of my lesions are in my on my spine. I have a couple in my head, but majority are in my spine. So I could wake up one day and not be able to walk. And that's really scary for me because I'm used to doing most of the running around for my family. I'm the one that's driving for my family. I have to do everything. So I'm used to just being able to go when I need to. And to know that I can just get up one day and might not be able to walk. And I've been through that type of thing before. When I first got diagnosed, my right leg went numb for like a month. So it's very scary for me. And I try to act like I'm not scared, but deep down, I am scared.
mm.
Yeah, and that's understandable, especially with you having a young son.
Hmm.
I know that adds to that. level of stress that scares you about that and not knowing.
Right, because I'll tell him that I'm sick, but he doesn't understand it yet because he's only 6. So
Yeah,
he doesn't understand when I say I'm sick or I don't feel good, I'm tired, I can't do this. He hasn't gotten to that point yet where he
yeah.
understands.
Are you prepared to, or are you preparing for when he is at that age where he can understand to have that conversation with him?
I'm trying to figure out how or what's the best way to do that. So I just have to wait and see because that's going to be a couple years away.
Yeah,
So hopefully,
you still got some
as
time.
it, yeah, I still got some time to figure that out.
What about you, Dean?
Mm, MS is the bald-headed demon. Yes, the bald-headed demon. It's just
That's an interesting thing to
because
say.
if you're seeing what is it, Woman King? That's what the man called her, a bald-headed demon. So, and that was just the funniest thing to me for some reason because they was arguing. But I just think of it as just it's that's what it is. The one thing that I think I've never said probably would be that I'm scared too.
Mm,
Um, my lesions are everywhere. So, but I have more problems with my stability than anything. Um, but I worry about my mind, I think, and not necessarily losing my mind, but forgetting everything and not being able to remember stuff. And um, that bothers me. Like, it bothers me that I can't. You could tell me one thing one day and then I forget, and I'd be like, dang, I forgot. Or I'll say, well, how I'm trying, this is what I'm trying to say, or what's that called again? Like, I went through um the therapy so that I can, I guess it's called speech therapy, but it's not really speech, but I went through like intense therapy for that because it had got so bad. And it's not getting that bad, but I feel myself now saying, Dad, this is what I'm trying to say, or I'll spell, what is it, homonyms? It sounds the same but spelled differently. Like, I
mm,
noticed like little mistakes like that. So I'm actually thinking about going back to the therapy so that I can kind of like get a refresher in a
yeah,
sense. I still play some of the games and stuff that kind of keep my mind active, but I worry about my mind. That's what I worry most about, and I'm afraid about.
yeah,
Somebody said they give a children's book. They do have a children's book, and I'm also writing a children's book. I am. That'll probably come out later, but we have somebody that's going to be doing a presentation on MS in children, so that's going to be very helpful too. And I have a 17-year-old on her way to college, and she still doesn't accept it.
yeah,
So I ain't gonna say it gets easier. I don't want to say it gets harder, but she still is kind of in that stage of I don't really know if I want to accept this, or are you really sick, or I don't understand it, or she doesn't ask about it, she doesn't acknowledge it. The one thing that I do feel like helps a little bit is that one of her best friends has lupus. So she goes through a lot and she sees a lot that she goes through. So I think I kind of see in her head sometimes she compares the two. And I think that's kind of helping too.
yeah. Yeah, I plan on you all know that May is Lupus Awareness Month, so I do plan on having another one of these with a few of the ladies from Gamma Pi Rho to
Mm-hmm.
speak about lupus because lupus, MS, fibromyalgia, there's a couple of other things that it falls under the same umbrella.
Yep.
They're all the same, and some people who have MS will get lupus, and some people who have lupus will get MS. Some people will have MS, have fibromyalgia. So they all fall under that same umbrella. And I agree with y'all. I put on a brave face, but I'm scared too, especially with my symptoms changing. And a lot of people don't know that dementia is a symptom of MS. So now I have dementia-like spells. Now my son was 21 when I got diagnosed, and even now that he's 27, he's still, when I have those spells, especially probably I hadn't even told y'all, but 2 months ago. Now my son graduated from high school in 2017, and I left this house. I had a spell. I don't remember when I have them. Had a spell. Left this house, went up to school. Now, this is on a Sunday. I can laugh about it now. It wasn't funny when it happened. Went up to his school, his high school, which is right around the corner, on a Sunday. And I was sitting out there. I was sitting out there just waiting for him to come out. And I'm calling him, fussing him, like, where the freak are you at? Like, I've been out here for 30 minutes waiting for you. And he's like, Mom, I'm at home. I said, well, I'm sitting out here in front of the school waiting for you. Now, I share my location with my husband and my son for those type of things. So if I'm having one of those spells and I can't tell them where I'm at, they can look and see where I'm at. And he was just like, just stay there. We're coming. Don't go nowhere. I'm coming. Then he said he had to start talking to me like he was there. He said, I'm getting my stuff together. I'm coming. So they come get me, and he drives my car back home, and my husband took the keys because they were freaking scared because they didn't even know I had left the house. I just left. They didn't know I was gone until I called. So it's those things. And I know 2 people that I did not know have those spells, but they remember theirs. I don't remember mine. I have to rely on my husband and my son to tell me what went on. I know, like, and it's funny now, like I said. So my husband said when I have the spells, and my neurologist, they feel this because if I'm getting overly stressed or I'm tired, that's when they come on. So my husband will make me get in the bed, and he said, I always ask you, do you want me to put something on? And you always want Flash Gordon to come on. Now, for you young people, that came out in 1980. So when I wake up and I see Flash Gordon's on, I know
you didn't have that episode. So why not Black Panther?
I guess in that moment, like, my brain, and I'm being honest, I think my brain is trying to scramble and figure out what's going on because TJ's 27. I still think he's in high school. And my husband knows when I'm in the spell because he said he'll ask me what day it is. It's always Friday. It's always Friday.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I'm telling you all this, like, when I did the video about it and y'all got to actually see me having those spells, I went back and forth on whether I was even going to show that to y'all because I was embarrassed when I watched it. And it is embarrassing, but it's a part of my journey. And it's a part of my symptoms because my baseline symptoms started out as vertigo and stroke-like symptoms. Now they've progressed to that. All of my lesions are on my brain. I don't have any on my spine. So you just have to be mindful when these things pop up, especially if you're having, like Dr. Conway said earlier, where she was having the numbness. I know some people that they're started out with the numbness. You have all these things. Don't overlook those things. Go get checked, especially if you have insurance. Go get those things checked out. You're already paying for it. Go ahead and make them doctors and then your insurance do what they're supposed to because you don't want it to progress to the point. I have a friend that she had the statewide insurance. She did not know what was going on. She didn't want to go to the doctor. By the time they found out she had it, she had secondary progressive SPMS, secondary progressive MS. She had, her brain was full of lesions. Her spine was full of lesions, and it progressed so quickly. She's never going to walk again. She's still in her right mind where she knows, if you come in, she knows to use, but it's just like almost the best way I can explain it's like a vegetable. She's like a prisoner in her own body. She can't do anything. She can't hold. She can talk on the phone, but when you're talking to her, it sounds like she had a stroke. So when you start having things happening and you don't know where they're coming from, you can't explain it. Please go to your doctor. Don't try not to do what some of us did, because the thing is, like, when mine started out as vertigo, I'm going to a doctor for the vertigo, not realizing it could be MS. So, look up MS, see what some of the symptoms are, how they come along. If it's similar, go get checked. And at least if it's not that, at least you check, okay, I'm out the clear for that. It could be lupus, because some of the symptoms from lupus are similar. Fibromyalgia, similar. So make sure that you're checking out these things when they happen, so you can catch it in time. And also, another misconception that people make about MS, they think because we're on medication that medication is curing it, and it's not.
It just slows the progression.
It's slowing the progression. That's all it's doing. And if it's not working, you're going to still continue to get lesions on your brain or your spine, wherever you have them. You're going to continue to get them. And that's why they do the MRIs once or twice a year. Sometimes people get them more, because that's how they're able to see if that medication is working. So if you're continuing to get lesions, they're going to change your medication. You probably going to change medications 2, 3, and 4 times.
I think I'm on my 4th med.
And I'm on my 3rd.
Yeah, this is my 4th med. And I even went through a period of time where I was like, I ain't taking this no more. I'm done with this. I ain't taking nothing. I don't want to. And the doctor said to me, if you stop taking this medication, you're going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. And he said it just like that. And I looked at him like, well, okay, well, what I got to do then? Because, I mean, I knew what I wanted for my life. And I knew that I didn't want to be confined to a wheelchair simply because I didn't want to take a med to slow down the progression of what was going on. Right. So, yeah, I'm on med number 4.
Wow, I'm on my 2nd. And another thing I want to point out while we're talking about medicines, because a lot of people don't know, the drug companies aren't going to tell you, and your insurance doggone ain't going to tell you. A lot of these drug companies, they have copay assistance programs. They have programs where you don't have to pay anything. I don't pay anything for my medicine. And it's mainly because of the insurance my husband has. So check with your insurance, check with those companies. And not even that, my doctor's office, like, if I know I'm not going to get my medication in time, because I inject on the 1st, I take Kesimpta. I inject on the 1st. So when we just had this snowstorm, because Georgia don't hardly get them because people don't know how to drive down here on a Sunday. These drug companies go to the doctor's offices and they leave free samples of these medications. So ask your doctor for them. My doctor, when I know I'm not going to get my medication in time, I'll call him up. Hey, can I get a sample? He's like, yeah, come on into the office and pick it up. And I get my medicine. So check into these things, especially if your insurance is saying they won't cover it, or it's too expensive for you to get, because I think my medication without insurance is almost 10 grand for one pen injection. It's about that big. Almost 10 grand. So make sure you're checking it, because they're not going to tell you, because these pharmaceutical companies stay rich. As long as we stay sick, they stay rich.
And they have a lot of patient assistance programs. Every drug company has patient assistance programs that you should absolutely get involved in if you need that extra dollar, because they will help you to pay for your medication. Somebody said, did either of you test positive for JC virus? I did. And because of that, I couldn't take Tisabri, I think. Tisabri I couldn't take, and it was something else I couldn't take. So I did test positive for that. Did any of your symptoms get worse after taking it? Yep. So I started out on Tecfidera. And I started Tecfidera when it first hit the market. And I was on it. That was that med. I was on and off, because it used to make me sick. And it used to make me feel like stuff was crawling on me Tecfidera just was not for me. And I was taking, I want to say it was like 3 times a day or something like that. So it was a lot. And ultimately, I started getting more lesions, so that didn't work. So then I moved to beta serum. I was on beta serum for a while. That has an auto injector, and that stopped working for me. The lesions started to come. Then I moved to Ocrevus. Um, Ocrevus wasn't bad. Ocrevus, I was in there for the 8 hours. I used to spend a whole 8 hours with them. Tiff didn't have to do 8 hours, but I had to do 8 hours because
I'm in there 3 hours tops.
I was always the 1%. You know how they say it's always 1 out of 1,000,000. I was the one who used to always get allergic reaction. So I had to get a slow drip, which meant I had to stay there for 8 hours. But then that stopped working for me and I started getting lesions. So now I'm on Briumvi and I haven't had any problems. It's an hour. I haven't had any problems. And it's just good so far.
Yeah. I haven't had any problems with it. I only stopped. I was taking the generic version of Copaxone, was glutarimer acetate. I only asked my doctor to switch from it because I was tired of doing those injections 3 times. I just wanted something like one time a month and I'm done.
At least you had 3 times. When I first got on that was my first medication. I was on the one that was once a day. And then they came out with the 3 times a week. And then I switched to that. And then I had to come off of it because I had new lesions. So I had to come off of that and I went to Tecfidera. And then I was on that twice because I came off when I was trying to have Jordan. And then I went back on after I had him. The second time when I went back on, it stopped working. So I had to switch again because it was making my absolute lymphocyte count too low
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't come back up. So I had to switch. And now I'm on Ocrevus.
Wow. Yeah,
And
I
you
know a lot of
feel
people on that too. So
do you feel a crash period in between your yeah, honey, that's the crap gap. In between your infusions. Yep, that's the crap gap. It's like that 5 week, 4 or 5 week mark. You just be like, it's like the hell period, I call it. It's everything just you can't function. The fatigue is on like
Yeah.
1,000. You just no energy. You just I don't know. That's why they call it the crap gap. So
Yeah, you
now,
feel like crap.
yeah,
Literally.
my neurologist, I love him. That man is like, he's the best ever. He moved my infusion so that I'm not having too much of the crap gap.
Lucky
So
you.
he moved it closer. Yeah. But I really want to have my infusions at home. But he
yeah.
said no. He told me absolutely not. So it's just like, okay. Absolutely not. And he said it so nicely. Oh, absolutely not. And then he started talking about something else. And I was like, what? Okay, you won. But all right.
And
Yeah.
somebody asked how often do we get brain MRIs? My neurologist, he does them twice every 6 months. But if I start to have, like when I first started complaining about me forgetting having the dementia spells, he'll do more if he has to. But he found I was his first patient and started having those. He didn't know a lot about them, and my husband was able to tell him like what was going on around the time I was having it. So the thing that was in common was just that I was tired and I was very stressed out. So he told me to get some melatonin. He's like, if you're up, I had been up. Matter of fact, I had been up when the first one started. I had woke up. I went to bed early. I woke up at midnight and I was up the straight from midnight that straight day. I did not go back to sleep until like 8 o'clock that night. So I was up for almost a whole day, almost a whole 24 hours. And that's when we started noticing it. So he was like, well, keep you some melatonin around because I could take one melatonin. I'm done.
Oh, that don't do nothing for me.
Yeah, it don't do nothing for
I
me
got
either.
the account. So I keep it around. But yeah, these are things that I really want to share, and if people are open, because some people just don't want to talk about it, but if you're open to sharing, because everybody experience is different, I want people to be able to talk about it. I thought it was important to bring the two of you on, not just to talk about your experiences, but to also talk about, this organization that we all came together, to build, not just for us, but for others as well. And, one day, we're hoping that one day we'll be able to do a fraternity side of it, but we're trying to get we got to get some interested men.
I think it's interested men. They just there's some interested men out there. I think they just don't know how to come together and do it. I don't know, but I think it because it's a lot of men out there, especially in that what is it, the Black MS community or something like that, in that group. So it's a lot of them out there. Maybe I'll pose the question and see what they think, or if they would be willing to do, because I think that would be dope to have a men fraternity. I think that would really be dope.
Yeah.
So I just want to, Rhonda asked about you get MRIs, brain MRIs twice a year?
Yeah, I get them twice a year. Because all my lesions are on my brain, so I have to.
Oh yeah, I only get it.
Yeah, they put you in that contraction looking like Juggernaut.
Yeah, like a daggone helmet over your head and you can't move. Yeah, that is like the worst.
And I'm not claustrophobic, but my last MRI, I normally do good, but that last one, I don't know what was going on with me that day, but I had to push that button to stop it. I started like literally freaking out. And the lady was like, well, we can stop. They got the new MRI, the new machines now, so it don't take as long. But I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if y'all seen this movie called Darkness Falls, and the little boy was in the dog MRI machine, and the little witch, she heard it because she comes in the dark, and she's like, and
that's why I don't watch that kind of stuff.
I'm sitting here like, and I'm trying. I can't look back because you can't move your head when you're in that contraption.
So you heard that? Wait.
I'm sitting here. That's just.
I don't watch that kind of stuff.
Right. I could have. So I had left to go to the gym. I came back in the house, and I was getting up out of that house so quick because I could have sworn I heard Daniel Robitaille saying, Angie.
Oh my God. You watch too much TV.
The thing is, I love horror movies. Mom was like, how you like horror movies?
I don't watch that stuff.
Right. Me either.
But I like them. So yeah, I that last MRI just freaked out. So they had one of the MRI techs. She came in there and she just was rubbing my legs. So I knew that she was there because I wanted to get it done. I needed them to get it done so they could, if there was anything else there, they could treat it. So if she hadn't been there, I probably would, because I was crying. That's how bad I was freaking out.
Wow. So you might need something to relax you before you get in the machine.
Yeah. So it started with a V. He said Valium.
Yeah, Valium.
I told him, I'm gonna call when you send in that next one. Send in a prescription for that.
Just eat a gummy.
I ain't got none. Oh. I still got some oxy left over from my
surgery.
Yeah. See, I ain't the only one that like Darkness Falls. Tanisha like it too. Darkness Falls. It was like
I see. So I'm totally sedated.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask him for it next time. I am.
When you get your spine MRI, do you feel the heat on your
back?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, those are all our questions before we close out. Yes, I'm gonna ask. I got two things, but the first one's for both of you. The last one's for you, Dean. For the new intake, what is a piece of advice that you all would give them with going through the process that they're going to possibly get ready to go through?
Oh. Go ahead, Tiff. You go first.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else.
Because no question is a dumb question.
And hang in there, because it's a long process, but hang in there.
Well,
It is. I would say enjoy the process. Um, Transparency. Um, get to know your line sisters. Um, because you always gonna have to your front and your back. You'll learn about your front and your back. But one band, one sound. Um, be honest with yourself during this process and this journey. Make sure it's something that you are really ready to take on because it's sacrifice. It is some sacrifice. Um, Ask questions, lean on each other, but I think you'll learn a lot about yourself during the process. Yeah.
Well, they took all my answers, so definitely ask questions. And don't be afraid to ask any questions. I think what I've learned with each line, because Lakia and I have had to go in there sometimes to help out, and it's like everybody's sitting like stone faces, like they're scared to ask questions. No, ask them, because all of that information that you're learning is you're gonna see it again in the end. So make sure you're asking questions, take notes. If one of your sisters, if you see that she's having an issue understanding, if y'all got to start a study group, start a study group. That, you know, those things. But Tammy and Jackie are going to make sure that you have everything you need at your fingertips to be successful and to succeed and go through that process. And if you feel that right now, you get in there, you feel that right now it's not the time, it's okay to bow gracefully. You know, AP's gonna be around. I'm saying that, I'm calling it, because God gave that to us, and I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. So, you know, if you feel that you get in there, it's like, okay, I'm not ready for this yet, it's okay to bow and do it again later. And I always remember that. There's nothing wrong with that. um you know, MS is a part of our story, but we don't let it define us. We still live life. Now I plan on, even though I do have motion sickness, I do still plan to get me a pair of roller skates and roller skate again. I do plan to do that. So don't let it stop you from doing the things that you once enjoyed. You just have to do it a little different. And if you want to learn more about our awesome sorority, visit our website at www.aepmssorority.org. Again, the applications are open right now. There is a process, so make sure that you're reading. When you go to the website, make sure you join the interest group on Facebook. You do have to join the interest group. So make sure, if you're not sure about something, that you're asking questions in there. Tamisha, I think she's in here. That is our hype man for the interest group, and she does a great job, a very good job.
Yes, she does.
Her and Tim both are in there, and they'll answer whatever questions you may have. If you're not sure about the process, ask questions, because you don't want anything to slow up your application process, because there are certain things you have to do before you'll get the candidate lead to be able to schedule your interview. And please make sure when you schedule your interview, write it down, put it on the calendar, put it in your calendar on your phone. Make sure you meet that interview. And if you can't make your interview, reach out to the intake coordinator and let them know, hey, something come up, I can't make it. Can I reschedule? Communication is the biggest thing. Y'all have anything y'all want to add to anything that I have said?
No, I see. It is a question that I wanted to answer. Well, you can answer that. And it said, what is one goal do each lady have for the new season? So I don't know if that means personal goal or goal for the sorority. So we'll wait for her response. But what was my last question, ma'am?
So, ma'am, our great madam president, so let me say this so y'all have some context. We started planning this in 2020. So we've been going strong since 2020. And we really had a break. Now, Tiff has. I have, because I've had a surgery every year for the last 3 years. So 2024 I had a surgery, 2025 I had a surgery, beginning of this year I had a surgery. So, and then I lost my dog the end of last year. So I actually started that leave the end of last year. And I was just like, ain't no sense in me coming back to go back out again. So I just stayed out till the middle of January. But this lady here in the green hoodie has not taken a leave at all. She's getting ready to go on leave on tomorrow. Officially, she's going to be gone till the 1st of September. So I will be filling her boots while she's gone. I'm going to be glad when she get back, because I'm going to be happy to give it right back to her. However, I just want to know how, honestly, how you're feeling about getting ready to go out for the first time since 2020, walking away from the organization to have time for you.
I cried earlier like a big old baby. And my husband was looking at me like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I gotta go. I'm going on leave. And he was like, get it together. But it's not, I don't know. It's just, like I told you earlier, it's like a mom dropping her baby off for the first time at like school or daycare. And I know, everything is going to be well. You guys will handle it. But I don't know. I just feel like a piece of me is going to be missing, because I wake up, I go to sleep thinking about AEP. I wake up, I'm always on the computer. I'm always talking to this person, doing this, doing that.
Sending emails.
So I'm always sending emails. I rewrote the entire curriculum for the new group getting ready to come through. Like, I did so much, and it's just like, okay, now what? And I really can't say now what, because I have so much going on with my business. My daughter's getting ready to go to college, so I have a lot to keep me busy. But AEP is my baby, and I am being booted. Like, I can't check no emails, so I took it off my phone. I'm gonna probably pop in and come to some of the groups and stuff like that, like the events. I probably will come to, because I still gotta fulfill my requirements too. I guess I'm not gonna be kicked out of the group so I could comment on stuff. I mean, I still should be able to comment on stuff, but
don't give us any ideas.
Okay, you're right. Okay, but it's definitely going to be, I will say it's a much needed, is a very overdue, much needed time. AEP will be 5 years old in August. So I've been carrying this on my back for 5 straight years with not a blink of an eye, like just going strong. But I'm confident in the leaders that we have. I'm going to miss not being in a part of the crowd and knowing everything, but I'm really going to take this time to pour back into my family, pour in my businesses, and just enjoy my time away. And yeah, enjoy being an empty nester soon. So
yeah. And you need to, and we're going to do you like you did us. We couldn't talk about nothing AEP while we're on leave, because you're on leave. So the same rules apply.
I mean, I'm not. Somebody call me. Y'all can call me and text me.
We're not gonna talk about AEP.
I'll see her in a couple weeks. So
yeah, she'll see me in a couple weeks. She'll be at my house. But yeah,
right. Because they don't live far from each other. So yes, and
it's far enough. It's about an hour away.
Right. They're not far from each other. But we in all seriousness, we want you need it, because you're the only one of the 4 of us that has not taken a leave, and you need it. You need time to relax your mind, and not we know you love AP, we all do, but you just need that time to be like, no AP, you can wear your para. We give you permission to
wear my para.
Yeah, you
I got stuff coming.
Get your little fan, all that, but. No, we got it. I think she think we gon' burn the house down while she gone.
When mom's away, the kids play.
That's not gonna happen.
I know. I have all of the confidence. The confidence.
Yeah, she's left a great example for me and Tiff. So everything will be fine. And we got a great bunch of ladies that already said, if you need us, we here. So, we got support too. Just like we support our members, they support us too. So
it's 2 questions that I seen. Somebody said, when is the interviews going to start? So interviews are going to start when the applications close. Maybe we can drop when the applications close. What y'all think? Can I have that? Can I do that as a going out?
what?
Tell them when the
Give the
applications is
date.
going to close. Give them the
Yes,
date.
you can tell them.
Go ahead.
Do you know the updated date though?
No, that's what I was going to say. What's the updated date?
She
The
forgot
applications
already.
will close May the 1st.
Oh, May 1st. Applications are closing May 1st. So there y'all go. Y'all have it. Y'all can tell everybody, tell the night owls in the group. All y'all, May 1st applications are going to close. And once applications close, the process is going to start moving, and y'all be ready. So when I come back, y'all should be started class, right?
Yeah.
They should be started class already when I come back. So,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's another thing I'm gonna miss. I don't get to be a part of the interviews and meet some of the ladies, so I won't see you guys. Tammy says no. Tammy said no. What? I don't know what Tammy said.
Yes, you're not doing
Oh,
anything.
Tammy said no. I can't do anything. Yeah, I can't be a part of the interviews, and that was something that I'm gonna miss being a part of the second interview. So, but I'll see you ladies. I don't even know if I'll be a part of the class. I usually come and teach a class, but I don't even think I will see y'all until they cross over.
You know what we'll do? We'll put, you know how we have our little backgrounds when we be in the meetings? We'll put a picture of you up. How about that?
Oh God, whatever. Rhonda said my question was, oh, wait a minute, let me go back to see what her question was.
She said AEP, the goals for AEP.
I know, but goals for AEP. So the theme I had for this year was reigniting the fire. So my personal goal is to get AEP out there more. I know you guys probably have been seeing a lot of AEP all over the different platforms. So not just being vocal on social media, but getting out there and being vocal, more in the community, seeing us more, and spreading the awareness, because people just don't know. The amount of people who you will see say, I didn't know y'all existed. This is such a good organization. How can we be involved? So we need more of that. So that's my goal for the year, is to put AEP in the face of everybody. I want us on a billboard. I want us on somebody's TV show. That's where I'm headed. So, and to grow our sisterhood even more, and the looks at it, because baby, y'all flooding applications like crazy. So this gonna be a pretty big line. I can feel it. So I'm ready for us to grow. It's time. It's our season.
What about you? Get her done.
I don't know. I don't know. Come back to me. You go ahead.
It's only one other person. It's just her.
I said go ahead.
Come back to her. I got the same goal. I said, and I've been working on it, I want us to be on the Tamara Hall show.
Oh.
I want to be able
to
get to, yeah, I have.
Okay.
I talked to her last week, matter of fact.
You talked to who last week?
I reached out to the Tamara Hall show.
Oh, okay.
Last week. And I want us to be able to come and have a conversation with Tamia. I've been a big fan of her for a long time. She has MS, and she still gets out there and do her thing. Just like we get it, she gets it. Where people think she doesn't have MS, because she gets out there and does her performances, still hit them high notes like she did when she was 18. And I think would be a good thing for us to be able to interview her to see her experiences as a celebrity. I know there's a lot of them out there, but just for me, because we know Montel has it. A lot of people didn't know Richard Pryor had it. Selma Blair, I think the young lady that was the daughter on The Sopranos had it. Kelly from Married to Medicine has it. There's a lot of people out there that have it. And my goal for us is to speak with her about her experiences and possibly even make her an honorary member of AP. So that's my goal and I'm working on that for us.
She is.
I'm working. All right, get her done.
Okay. So I agree with what both of you said. We need to get the word out, be more in the community and in the public eye. I also think that we need to, since you named a bunch of celebrities that do have it, we need to try to get in contact with a lot of them.
Yes.
And probably do interviews, make them honorary members, however we can do it, do something like that, because we've only really reached out to one in Maryland, I think.
Yeah. It was
the first lady,
First lady,
the governor's wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that didn't go anywhere. So I think that will probably get some celebrities on board with AEP.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna say I think we'll get it done. We will get it done. It's just a matter of getting out there. And for some of you incoming ladies, get on the marketing committee. Okay.
I'm just saying. Because don't think while I'm on leave, I ain't gonna be writing stuff in my little book, so I won't forget.
And she gonna come back. We gonna have
She gonna come back with a whole bunch of stuff.
And Tiff's gonna be like, "Can you send me the agenda?" And it's gonna be 2 emails long, probably. But she come back.
Probably.
Even Jackson, her dog, knows what it's gonna be. He know.
Yeah.
He knows. But I want to thank you, ladies, for taking time to come on here. This meant a lot. I wanted my followers, as well as the people that follow AP, to see how AP came about, how our journeys intertwine with each other, and just show what true sisterhood looks like. And I'm gonna tell y'all, like, we are like real sisters. We get upset with each other. We don't talk for a little while, but we come back and we understand that our issue, this organization, is bigger than the issues that we have, and it doesn't function without us being, in our right spaces and not being upset with each other, because we all, have a part to play. So we get mad. We do get mad at each other, but they have to respect their elders. I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And I'm the middle. I'm always the middle.
And I'm always the baby.
Yep.
Always the baby.
Yep. And she don't respect her elders sometimes. We got to reel her back in sometimes.
Whatever. We can never forget about the West Coast. You are no, you're not the only West Coast person. We have, I think it's somebody else on the West Coast. We were actually thinking about doing our trip next year in Cali. Yeah.
No, we don't have anybody that far. The farthest is in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah. But I did see that we have somebody that applied from Arizona and Cali. So y'all, the West is gonna be getting represented. I'm trying to scare people away from the DMV, because that's where most of our members are. That's why y'all would always hear me picking at them about the DMV. I'm tired of them.
So the interview
is over, right? Stop hating.
The interview is over. Yeah, we're done. Yeah, I think they getting ready to leave now.
Yeah. Y'all, this is what we do. We have fun. So thank y'all. This is a No Shoes podcast where nothing's dressed up. I hope y'all had your shoes off, because if you didn't, you ain't got to go home. Here, this is called the No Shoes podcast. I ain't got on no shoes. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you, ladies, for taking time to come on here. I appreciate it. If y'all haven't subscribed to the No Shoes Podcast on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell. So anytime I post a video, go live, y'all will get notified. And I will see you guys again soon. I'll be going live again here soon. So thank you
Go
guys.
Birds.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Philly too. Go Birds.
Eagles fans. Thank you guys.
You are welcome.
You're welcome.